Your person once had the opportunity to be with you, to build something real, meaningful, and lasting. The connection between you was undeniable, yet they chose a different path. Guided by ego, fear, and perhaps the influence of others, they surrounded themselves with karmic people and situations that distracted them from what truly mattered. At the time, they convinced themselves they were making the right decision, but deep down, their heart always knew the truth, that you were their safe place, their anchor, their home. Now, that truth is becoming impossible for them to ignore. You're constantly on their mind, like a song they can't stop replaying, no matter how hard they try to silence it. They think about you in the quiet moments, in the spaces between conversations, and even in the middle of the night when sleep escapes them. The people around them have noticed this shift too. It's clear to everyone that while your person may be physically present in their current environment, their heart and mind are somewhere else entirely, always with you. The choice they made has brought them nothing but disappointment. The people they placed before you, the ones they thought would bring happiness or validation, have shown their true colors. Instead of loyalty, love, and understanding, they've been met with selfishness, cruelty, and indifference. These relationships and situations have only drained them, leaving them feeling empty and regretful. The realization is bitter. They turned away from someone who genuinely cared, someone who wanted the best for them, and instead chose what was familiar to their ego but toxic to their soul. Now, they find themselves silently hoping that you haven't moved on, that you haven't found someone who treats you better, loves you more deeply, and cherishes you the way they failed to. The thought of you in someone else's arms is something they can hardly bear. They know that if you found a person who recognizes your worth and treasures your presence, they could lose you forever, and the weight of that possibility is crushing them. Their heart keeps pulling them back toward you, as if some invisible thread still connects you both. But in the past, when it truly mattered, they weren't ready. Making the changes necessary to be with you would have meant facing fears, breaking away from toxic attachments, and transforming their life in a way that terrified them. They weren't prepared for that level of growth and vulnerability, so they chose the easier, though emptier, road. Now, however, things are different. The pain of being without you has become greater than the fear of change. They want to prove to you, not just with words, but through consistent action, that they have grown, learned, and evolved. They want to show you they can be the person you needed all along, someone capable of giving you the stability, love, and commitment you deserve. Being apart from you for this long was never part of their plan. In their mind, they might have thought they could move on, forget, or replace what you shared, but reality has shown them otherwise. The space between you has only magnified their feelings. They miss the way you made them feel seen, understood, and safe. They miss your voice, your laughter, and the comfort of simply being in your presence. Nighttime has become the hardest for them. Sleep doesn't come easily when thoughts of you play over and over in their head. They replay old conversations, remember your expressions, and imagine what it would be like if they could just be near you again. Regret whispers in their ear, reminding them of the moments they let slip away and the love they didn't protect. Slowly, quietly, they are making their way back to you. They don't want to rush in carelessly, nor do they want to appear weak or desperate. Pride still lingers, but it's no longer the force that controls them, it's simply the mask they wear while they gather the courage to face you. Inside, they are anything but indifferent, they are filled with longing, fear, and hope all at once. They imagine the moment they see you again, how they'll search your eyes for any sign that you still feel what they feel. They hope you'll let them explain, that you'll understand the mistakes they made came from a place of confusion and fear, not a lack of love. And though they can't undo the past, they believe they can create a new future, one where they choose you without hesitation, without ego, and without letting anyone else's opinions sway them. This journey back to you is not just about reconciliation, it's about redemption. It's about proving to themselves, and to you, that love is worth fighting for, even when it requires vulnerability, humility, and the courage to face one's own flaws. They've learned the hard way that true connections are rare and irreplaceable. And no matter how far they've strayed, their heart has never stopped pointing them in your direction. You are the constant in their chaos, the light they keep trying to reach. And though they don't yet know how you'll respond when they finally come forward, they're willing to take the risk. Because living without you, knowing they had the chance to be with you and let it slip away, is a regret they can no longer carry. I have been watching and observing you for a very long time, quietly taking in the way you move through life, the way you pour your heart and energy into everything you do. Over time, I have realized just how much effort you put into making things happen, even when the world seems to stand in your way. It's not just about hard work, it's about the persistence, the faith, and the quiet determination you carry within yourself. You've shown me, without ever needing to say it outright, that dreams are not accidents. They are not simply gifts that fall into our hands. No, dreams are something we create, shape, and nurture by listening closely to our intuition and relentlessly working toward our goals, no matter how far they may seem. Before I knew you, I never truly understood what it meant to open my mind to possibilities or to accept the reality of what was happening inside me. I was so used to running away from my own feelings, hiding my weaknesses, and pretending I was fine when I wasn't. But you helped me realize that facing the truth within ourselves, really seeing it and embracing it, is one of the most important keys to transforming our lives for the better. You didn't teach me this through lectures or demands, you taught me through your presence, your example, and the way you live your truth every single day. There are countless things I want to express, so many thoughts and emotions fighting to be heard, but if I could distill it all into one truth, it would be this: my soul loves yours in a way that words can only begin to capture. I have to admit, my earlier ambitions were not noble. In the past, the goals I set for myself came from a selfish place. All I wanted was wealth, because I believed it would make me feel confident. I wanted power, thinking it would make me respected. Deep down, I wanted to dominate others so I could feel in control of my life. But you shattered that illusion in the most beautiful way. You made me see that life is not about taking more for ourselves, it is about giving more to the world. You taught me that it is our responsibility, not just an option, to do what we can to make the world a better place to live in. It was you who taught me the value of kindness, the strength in honesty, and the beauty of living with integrity. These lessons didn't just change the way I think, they changed the way I live. I now fully understand how you feel for me. And because of that understanding, I want you to carry this thought deep within your heart: I love you. I want you to believe in that love with unwavering faith, to let it guide you through the uncertainties of life. I want you to know that nothing, no distance, no hardship, no misunderstanding, can break the pure and selfless love we share for each other. It is rare in this world to find something so real, something so unshakable, and I never take it for granted. Before meeting you, my emotional world was a dark and lonely place. Anger and frustration were the only emotions I truly knew. I carried a constant emptiness inside me, an aching loneliness that I could not explain to anyone. Outwardly, I appeared calm and collected. I knew how to keep my face straight, to maintain a cool exterior so that no one would suspect how broken I felt inside. It was easier to hide behind that mask than to risk being vulnerable. But you, without even trying, saw right through me. You saw the truth I worked so hard to bury. You saw the parts of me that I thought I had successfully hidden from everyone else. And instead of turning away from those parts, you embraced them. You didn't judge me for my flaws or run from my darkness. You stood by me, patiently, until I began to see myself the way you see me. You showed me that my pain doesn't make me weak, it makes me human. You reminded me that even the deepest wounds can be healed if we let love and understanding into our hearts. Your presence has been more than just comforting, it has been transformative. You've inspired me to not only confront my past but also to rewrite my future. You've given me the courage to dream new dreams, the strength to chase them, and the wisdom to know that success means nothing if it isn't rooted in compassion. Because of you, I no longer see life as a competition to be won, but as a journey to be shared. When I think about all the ways you've changed me, I am overwhelmed with gratitude. You've turned my anger into patience, my frustration into hope, and my emptiness into love. You've taught me that the truest form of confidence doesn't come from wealth or status, it comes from knowing who you are and living in alignment with your values. You've made me realize that dominance over others is meaningless, but influence through kindness is powerful beyond measure. Most importantly, you've given me a safe space to be completely myself, without fear or shame. You've shown me that real love is not about perfection, but about acceptance. It's about standing together even when things are messy, even when life tests us in ways we never expected. So here I am, telling you once more, I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you with every part of my being. And I will continue to love you, not just in words, but in actions, in patience, in understanding, and in the way I choose to live each day. Because you are not just someone who came into my life, you are the reason I believe in love, in goodness, and in the possibility of becoming the best version of myself. Your partner may have blocked you, not entirely by their own choice, but because someone else persuaded or pressured them to do so. This outside influence may have been a friend, family member, or even a voice from social media telling them what was best for them. Yet, in following that advice, they unknowingly revealed just how easily they could be swayed by the opinions of others. The moment they acted on someone else's words, they began to see the truth. You hold a kind of influence over their heart that no one else can touch. No matter what they do to distance themselves, the pull toward you remains strong. Deep inside, it's not separation they want, it's you. But in today's world, there's a dangerous habit of letting trends or social media advice dictate personal relationships. Generic messages about cutting people off or never looking back can sometimes drown out genuine emotions and make people act rashly. You shouldn't let these external forces dictate whether or not you open the door for them again. What you share with your partner goes far beyond what strangers on the internet could ever understand. It's a connection built from moments, glances, laughter, and shared experiences, something raw and personal that belongs to the two of you alone. Still, the act of being blocked and pushed away can send a flood of negative emotions through you. It's natural to feel rejected, hurt, or even angry. Those emotions can build a wall between you and the deeper truth. Your partner isn't free of feelings for you, they're struggling under the weight of them. This entire situation is not just about conflict or misunderstanding. It's about a bond that, even when tested, refuses to fully break. Beneath all the confusion, they are longing, aching, even, for a deep, honest, heart-to-heart conversation with you. When they walked away, and you chose to go your own way as well, it was like a jolt to their system. They didn't expect you to handle the separation with such composure, nor did they expect you to move forward without chasing them. That independence left them both impressed and unsettled. It was a shock to their expectations, forcing them to see that you are not dependent on them for your sense of worth or happiness. In their eyes, that makes you even more magnetic. They know you have options. More than one person would be happy to step into the role they once filled. That thought lingers heavily in their mind. And yet, despite knowing you could choose anyone, what they want more than anything is to be your number one. They want to reclaim their place in your life, not as a fleeting presence but as the person you turn to first. To them, you appear graceful and self-assured. You carry yourself with a confidence that's impossible to ignore. Even from a distance, they can't help but watch you, and in doing so, they've realized you hold their undivided attention. Whether they admit it or not, you occupy their thoughts daily. The very fact that you are single right now only heightens their restlessness and impulsive energy. They feel that the opportunity to reconnect is there, but time may be slipping away. Because of this, they're starting to think seriously about courting you again, not just reaching out casually, but making a genuine effort to win you over. They want to show you that they're mature, stable, and capable of handling a relationship in a way that would earn your trust again. They understand they can't come back to you the same way they left. They must appear steady, grounded, and ready to meet you on equal terms. At the same time, you might already be receiving signs from them, small, subtle hints that they're still trying to communicate. It could be an unspoken nudge, a sudden song that plays, a message that never sends but is typed and erased, a mutual friend bringing up their name without reason, or even seeing patterns and symbols that remind you of them. These little signs may be their way of breaking through the silence without fully stepping forward. It's almost as if their energy still reaches for you, even when their words don't. This connection between you is not something either of you can dismiss easily. You've both felt it, the pull that keeps drawing you back to each other despite the obstacles. Others may try to interfere, opinions may try to influence, and fears may whisper doubts. But at the end of the day, the truth remains, your partner's heart is still tied to yours. They may have walked away under someone else's guidance, but in their quiet moments, they know the decision wasn't theirs to truly make. It was a reaction, not a choice. And now, that absence has only deepened their awareness of what you mean to them. They think about the conversations you never finished, the plans you never saw through, the laughter that now exists only in memory. Those thoughts aren't fading with time, they're intensifying. Sooner or later, they may try to break the distance, to bridge the silence they created. When they do, it will be up to you whether you let them in or keep the door closed. But know this, the longing they feel is real, and it's not going away. The heart they tried to guard is still in your hands.